Hi everyone, welcome back to the studio. Studio update number 12. And it just so happens that it was 12 months ago today that I shot the very first studio update. And I'm happy to report that as of today, the new album is done. The CDs just arrived in my studio yesterday, actually. So it's been really a fun year making this album and sharing the process with you. And it's really funny to me, I guess, to think that that it all started with the sound of a shimmering bell, and then it grew to include the sounds of piano and strings and synthesizer and rhythm tracks and even an electric guitar. Last year, when I first started thinking about making this album, I wrote down a couple of thoughts that I'd like to share with you right now. I wrote, I want to release an album of deep, lush, meaningful music that I can disappear into. I want this music to have depth with beautifully crafted soundscapes and subtle, slow melodies. I want this music to take me back to forgotten places like lost memories of childhood dreams. I really want to create something distinct, unique, and singular. And reading that now, I guess the question that I'm asking myself is, how did I do? And I think I did succeed in creating something that's unique and distinct. And I think the trick to that was that I approached each track on the album as though it would be the opening track on the album. And this got me to avoid my usual planning and overthinking, which would often get me to a point where I was not placing as much emphasis on a track if I thought it was going to be later on in the album. So this way, each track is really the most that it can be. And I just let each track grow organically. And that's the thing that I really love about making a record, is that I never know, when I first get started, I never know exactly what it's going to sound like, and until maybe halfway through the project. And then at some point, I start developing these preferences for certain sounds and certain harmonies. And so then as I get closer and closer to the end, everything starts to gel together, and then it all just sounds like it fits together. And I wish I could say where that preference comes from, but that's something that I think will just remain a mystery. And that's fine with me. I wanted to show you guys really quickly the artwork for the CDs, just to show you what it looks like. And since we are now at the end of this journey, the end of the making of this album, I wanted to share, I guess, some closing thoughts with you. Music creates emotional spaces for people to find themselves in. And it inspires people to move, to think, to feel, and to be. And that's why I release music. Because even though I might be making music initially for myself in order to find some truth about myself, when I release this music, it's to provide that space for someone else. So with that, I hope that you enjoy The Front Porch of Heaven and that it inspires you. Please share your comments in the space below this video. And also, please let other people know about the album, so that it can grow and expand and reach as many people as possible. And as always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye.